But we talk about the Winston. The Winston is kind of the key here, and is how what I want to discuss. Winston is going to act as a quote-unquote second May. So the big difference in this composition is those secondary tanks. Winston versus the Sigma. When you're running a May wall is a win condition. Massive one, especially for a rush comp, right? You want to try to get that May wall to cut the back. Cut off the back, especially against a Baptiste. He's going to have to use his jet boots to get up, but that little bit of time, you can go isolate and punish and kill. When it comes to the side of British Hurricane, they will be playing slower. They'll be playing with that Sigma a little bit slower, a little bit more poke heavy. They have one May wall to use. Now, granted, so does Obey Alliance. They only have one May wall, right? But Txao on the Winston is going to function very similarly to how a May wall does. And this is why, or this is how Winston was used when you were looking at the Winston Reaper that was played by, very, very well by, say, Philadelphia Fusion. They played this comp fantastically when this was meta, right? Winston, kind of how he's evolved to play in these very close, tight-knit rush compositions where all of the team is playing together. Very, very close rather than spread out like, say, you were playing in, with the ball, right? Very spread out. Winston playing tight knit. It's kind of evolved his play, not just to jump on areas, but to jump to isolate single targets from the group. Rather than just, he's out of position, let me jump and go punish. It's, I'm going to use my jump, my bubble, and my slight boop I get on landing to punish somebody in that group and isolate someone from in that group, right? And that's what a May wall does. It does that exact same thing. Winston's going to do it here, right? And it's going to play to Obey's aggressive style really, really well. So we're going to see, hopefully, what's going to happen is in this situation, right? You see those Ryans coming up together on this kind of right here. The Winston is going to look to swing wide ever so slightly, or potentially the other side. And this is not like this fight, but this is just in general kind of how this wants to happen. As they push up to kind of get aggressive, right, to take it maybe from here and here, right, you have this kind of being the positioning all the way, is you're going to get that Winston is going to come in, and he's going to jump and land somewhere around here, right? He's going to land here, slightly boop the Ryan, not a lot. He has that, boop reduction, bubble out, and that's going to be the go signal for the rest of Obey Alliance. So this crew of 4 here is going to rush up and go to punish, right? This is really good because that forced aggression is going to make British Hurricane respond in some fashion. Whether it's a speed boost to get them out, it's an aggressive use of a lamp. They have to go and they have to protect the Reinhardt. They have to make sure he doesn't die. That, in turn, makes it so that they don't get the jump in terms of Maywall. So they don't get to choose when this engagement is happening, which, especially with Sigma, is how they want to play. They want to choose when the engagement is happening, because if they can choose it, they can play it slower, let the Sigma and the McCree do damage, let them burn down the enemy team, and then choose to engage with a Maywall whenever they want. Obey is going to take that choice away from them, and then when this fight is starting to kind of resolve, you have May here from the side of Obey is able to do another wall to cut again. And they can cut the same target, a different target off. They have a lot of choices in the flexibility. It also allows them to use the May wall defensively rather than offensively, right? They can back up with it. They can use it to cut off an off angle. So many options because their engagement is now relying on Txao rather than the May wall, which gives them an extra engage later or an extra way to kite later. It lets them control the map. Really, really cool pick. I actually really like the Winston in this for how Obey like to play. That's really cool, actually. Super smart. All right, so really smart now from British Hurricane. They don't want it. they don't want to. There it is. There's that jump. He's not going for the cut yet. He's taking space, kind of putting them on the back foot. So now we're getting point control. Good. There's the Maywall. Boom. Textbook, right? That's awesome. That's exactly what you wanted. We'll see it here, right? Can I slow-mo this? I think I can. Oh, cool. Let's go. So, we're going to see, right? Posturing. Really smart coming from British Hurricane not to take that engagement in this down area because it's not beneficial for them, right? Txao jumps. Even at low health, forces a response. And you can see Helv coming in, and even the Mei coming in from the backside, right? Helv, I would have been more interested if he kind of came up from the front, but I get him not being aggressive here, right? Goes in, get aggressive, forcing the response from British Hurricane. And look, Dan got really clattered in that fight. I think from Naga. I think Naga hit an icicle in the dome. If we can see it in the back. It looks like Naga hit an icicle. So, Dan forced really low, right? Forcing British Hurricane to respond. They respond here. They get aggressive. Now, that jump opened up a world of space, right? So instead of going from, if we go back, just here, oh, that was a little bit too far. Let's go back here. Come on, a little bit more, right? This space, which was contested before, or which nobody owns. This is kind of the no man's land. This is the center of the two trenches. Nobody owns this. One jump from Txao over to here, covers the distance, and gives this whole bit of space, the entirety of the point, to Obey. So now Obey control the point. Point's about to unlock, and if anybody's been coached by me before, anybody's heard me talk coach theory, they know one of my biggest theories is that, I talk about if you were to stop the match right now, hit the pause button, if you kind of stayed where you're at, who would end up winning? Now, in this situation, right, once the control point opens, if you were to pause, give it 3 seconds, right? But you were to pause, the only people on the point are Obey. If you paused it, they took the hands off the keyboards. You just let the game play out itself without anybody touching anything. Obey would win because they'd take the point, they'd control it up to 100. So the onus is then on British Hurricane. So Txao used that jump, forced them to respond, gave all of this space to Obey. Right when Hattie has to come down because he has to contest, second Mei wall. Right up, completely punishing him. Beautifully done. I mean, really, really well done there. And completely aggressive. They went from 0 to 100 so fucking fast to get those kills. It was really well done. Brilliant. I love that. I love that. So good. So good. So we'll see it in real time. I just want to look at it in real time. All right, posturing for point. Txao jumps for space in 3 seconds. 3, yep, all right, there it is. Jumps, allows Obey to get the control of the space. They get control of the point, forces a response. Second Mei wall, punishing. And it's that flexibility. They didn't have to use the Mei wall to engage. They didn't have to use it to stop damage. They didn't have to use it to walk. They got to use it to punish. It's kind of cool.